Hello, everybody, and welcome to the new Bat Friends Adventures episode number 109. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside the world champion, Joe. Hey, Joe.
I would like the record to show that I was fully prepared to record 5 episodes today. And Mr. Rump made that not happen. So, future Chris, when you're editing this, I just want you to know you had no one but yourself to blame.
So we've been at this for 5.5 hours?
Yeah. But this is our we're starting our second episode. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I just got to piss after the first one, and then I don't know what happened.
I got a leg cramp, and I don't want shit from there. It's because we started talking about Jonathan Hickman.
No.
That's my trigger.
No, that's... Have we talked about that? I think we have.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Triggers.
Oh, yeah.
That I don't like. Jesus.
Yeah, you don't like triggered. But
Yes.
that's my trigger.
Yeah, but it's not really your trigger. That's what I don't like. I don't like the misuse of it. I know you were being funny, but fuck you.
Wouldn't it?
People, you know what?
No.
People need to say that more. I know you were being funny.
Yeah.
But fuck you. I'm
with you. But wouldn't the way I said it, where it triggered an event, like it led us down
because
events, wouldn't that still be proper way to use it? That's why I say it's not triggered.
Not in psychology. Because it's not relating to... And that's what I mean.
It has multiple meanings, though.
Yeah. But when...
No, I get where you're coming from with the triggered thing. I'm just saying... I think I was correct on how I used it.
I mean, if you... Kind of. It's just more... I mean, in HeroClix term, you're really correct. It's just... Oh, fuck you.
See how he talks to me?
Yeah, fuck you. Second episode! I watched these today! I got up and watched these today! To make sure. I'm like, we're not doing Joe Meets World. That's on hiatus. We're going to get so many episodes done. Runt's going to be so happy. Then he calls me a fucking fascist.
For the record, that did not happen. I called him a libtard, alright? No, I'm just kidding.
I just hate that. I don't want to trigger any... I mean, I know that's not what you were saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to trigger anybody. Fuck off.
That's why I made the distinction.
I know.
Alright, now that's over with. Let's watch Beware the Creeper. Nobody wants credit for this because the story is by Rich Fogel, written by Steve Gerber, and directed by Dan Ribba.
Steve Gerber's good people. Content warning: if you've been the victim of sexual harassment or abuse, this episode might genuinely trigger you. I'm not even being shitty.
So, I saw him yesterday. I was on my route.
Yep.
And a lovely lady was walking her dog.
All right.
And down the street, there was a man that looked like...
He was doing the wild thing?
Since nobody listens to this, one of my other co-hosts for the Valiant show, Judah Rad, looked like him if he smoked a shitload of meth.
All right. Meth Judah, gotcha. It doesn't bother me, but it's perfect.
Behind the music?
No, yes. But that Bruce, in his free time, is just sitting in front of the TV, obsessively watching. Like, and even Tim's like, "What are you doing, man?" Mr. Obsessive.
But so I'm driving down, and I see this lady.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly checking out her dog. But then I do take a glance, and I keep driving. And then that's hilarious.
Yeah. At first, I'm like, "What the fuck are they?" Oh, it's a dramatization. That's fine.
And then I look down and I see this man.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Who just, hi!
Who looks like Judah just got out of a business meeting, smoked a shitload of meth, and decided to go walk down the street and try to find somebody to rape.
And fuck a fish, yeah.
Because his shirt was all out and he was like reaching down his pants. And I was like, this is awkward.
Did he think he was on Zoom?
was awkward.
Okay.
This is hilarious, though.
I do like this as, like, this is what Joker should be, where it's just exploding chickens that kill people with laughter. That feels on brand for me. That's not a riddle. That's not somebody else's shtick. No, I'm live, you're dead. That's funny. But no, we talked about this. I think that was technically pre-show on one of the other episodes. I don't like that they tied Creeper's origin to Joker.
Creeper's Charleston character, right?
No, he's DC. He's DC.
Was he DC?
Pretty sure, yeah. He was created by Ditko, which is why
Yeah.
But no, he's DC. Because I looked him up, because I'm like, did his origin tied to Joker? And it's like, no, this was like the first time they did it. And then they started to do it in the comics because of this. Speaking of which. Okay.
I looked
For the listeners at home, a.k.a. all of you, Chris just grabbed his phone. I don't know why.
I looked up the other day. Well, by the other day, I mean when we had this conversation. I went the next day.
Okay.
So like 2 months ago.
Fair.
What Nightwing's origin was in the comics.
Yeah.
And he is directly tied to Superman. His name comes from...
That's what I said. I said that the name was that. But it's not that, like, Dick...
Yes, Dick, in continuity,
okay.
Dick is inspired by the hero from
the Battle City of Kansas.
Yes, and names himself after that hero.
Okay.
So you weren't wrong in the sense that there was a IP that they had, so why not use it?
Right.
But what I was saying, that in continuity, in terms of the Dick inside the world, it is said that he got inspiration from that person and wanted to name himself after that.
Okay.
That is what the most accurate of all sources told me.
Wikipedia?
Yeah,
there you go. Because I thought the discussion we were having is that, like, Dick was Nightwing in Kandor.
I think, because I listened back to it,
Sure.
I edited it.
I did too, but I don't remember.
We were having two different conversations.
Which is usually what we do.
Yes.
To be fair.
So neither
it's
of us...
very rare that we actually are having the same conversation.
So I just want to make the point that both of us were correct in our own way.
I really wish we got fan mail, because I want to know what the fuck we sound like to people that don't know us. Because we totally are. It's always two different. We're always on two different wavelengths. Yeah, let's just flush the toxic sludge out to the river.
That's right. That's correct.
This is the future libertarians want.
Because global warming is a Ponzi scheme.
It is. It's invented by the Chinese. China. Chinese. That's how Penn says it. Because he goes, you don't pronounce an S with a Z sound. It's Chinese. Penn's a weird guy. I love him. Bye! See you again! See, they were together on their anniversary.
Yeah.
Because Batman created Joker. I love that. So, Jack Ryder survives this,
yes.
But his shirt literally bursts into flames while exposed to the same chemicals.
Doesn't his underwear survive this too?
Yes, no, because his shirt does too. Like I think it's his jacket that technically burns. Yeah, 'cause he's got shreds of his pants. That's Freakazoid. Like that's just drawn as Freakazoid. Partly Gaga with a 50% chance of schizophrenia. I was annoyed at this point. So I'm like, this is over the top. I think they find a better balance for it as we go. Still not ideal. I'm not saying it's great.
It bugs me at this point because I'm not a Creeper fan. Dicko, I love you. You're my boy.
He's dead.
Don't like Creeper. Still trying to find... They're probably terrible, but I want to read them. Mr. A. They're tough to find.
And they're tough to read. Oh, because that was indie. That was indie. That was indie comics. Yeah. The only other thing that was in that same area were the fucking weed books that were in head shops, and that was definitely not what Ditko was doing. Mr. A was not in any head shops. Peep and Tom. Telling ya, they lean way too hard into this whole he's just a prevert.
Yeah. Oh, so the point I was making, yeah. I was annoyed too as soon as he pops up.
I did like Disco's vintage clothing.
Yes. Once we get to the point where he's interacting with either Joker or Joker-related characters, I get super annoyed because it goes back to what I said off air, which was, hey, you know what's better than one Joker?
Two Jokers.
Two Jokers.
This was... I get what they were going for, but I didn't think it was that. That's whatever.
That's hilarious.
That's fine. But, like, her just being so nonplussed... her handing him a Speedo bothers me. But her just being flat, I find amusing. Not funny, but just like, that's cute. That's a lot of this episode for me, actually. That's cute.
Yeah, just nothing. It didn't hit. It didn't hit with me. Except for the Batman mask.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Funny. Well, also because that's the mask that one of the Venture boys wears in Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
When he dresses up as Batman. He wears that mask with the fucking thing on his forehead and everything. Well, this...
God, the Venture Brothers are good.
They're doing a movie.
They are.
Yeah.
They're doing a Metal Eclipse movie as well.
Yeah. And another Aqua Teen movie, which makes me laugh because I'm like, I saw the first one in theaters.
Yep.
So this is where the whole sexual tension thing really started to bother me. The locks being on the outside kind of makes me laugh, but...
Oh,
this is 12-year-olds making themselves laugh.
This is worse than Rev Up My Harley.
Yes. Now, mind you, if any woman did this, I'm all for it. I'm down for it.
Oh, it would be a delicious experience.
But it's not to be a prude, but it's a fucking kids show. And like, it's not that funny. It's not a good gag. And it takes too long because they want to have her sing. And it's like, kids are just sitting there being like, what's the taking so long?
Well, how far removed is this from the animated series?
I don't know what... Because remember, we said from 95 to 98, so I don't know. You want some of my pie? I'll sure you want seconds. Like, okay.
I've been listening to a couple of podcasts about manga and the world of manga.
Sure.
And there is a lot of conversation about...
Appropriateness.
No, about how...
That was a good line. Sweet kid, but a lousy cook. That's fine. But it's also, he's totally gay. Because her pie tastes awful. Come on. It took me to realize that his goons were the Three Stooges.
Yes.
But I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So
it's also, for the record, it's also Billy West doing the voices. Billy West, aka the voice of Ren and Stimpy. Because Larry Fine, Stimpy is an impersonation of Larry Fine, and one of the goons is just Larry Fine. But it's more Stimpy than Larry Fine. So when it's Billy West doing the voice, so when he says to the one with the curly red hair, and he says something to him, and he's like, "Well, I don't know." It's Stimpy. He's just saying it in Stimpy's voice. So it made me happy. Also, Billy West is cool. Yeah, right here. Where's the Joker? And it's just Stimpy answering. His girlfriend's throwing him a party. Invitation only. Left the invite in my other pants. That's fine. But you're wearing a Speedo.
So I completely forgot what I was saying.
It's fine. Didn't matter.
Everybody out there is real mad. All two of you.
Oh, manga and appropriateness.
Oh, no. Okay, so it wasn't appropriateness. It was... So, in relation to, like, Naruto.
Okay.
So... What a lot of the like commercial manga does is they reach like a 3 to 4 year gap, and then they reevaluate, and there's like a time jump to meet the age of the audience.
Okay,
or the
right where they are. They go to where they.
So that's my question here: is this long enough where maybe they think that maybe like pre-teens or teens are watching this?
Wow. I think it's a dirty old man.
I think that's correct too, but I'm wondering maybe somewhere along the line somebody's like, okay.
At this point in where corporate...
Because what did Freakazoid like attach itself to? Was it kids? Like I'm talking under 11.
We 12. Gotta watch Freakazoid because it's. I think The way he just punches Batman does crack me up. I'm sorry. That's amazing.
I had to rewind it.
Uppercutting and Batman just going flying.
I had to rewind it because I was like kind of half watching it because this episode.
Right.
And that happened, and I paused. I was like, did he just punch Batman there?
Just fucking bam. Get away from me, kid. You're bothering me. Freakazoid was kind of more in the classic vein of like Animaniacs, in that there were references that were adult in that kids wouldn't know them because of time, but they were not necessarily sexual or gratuitous.
But they were still trying to hit it like a kid audience, like under 10 years old. Okay.
Well, maybe, yeah, probably like 10 to 12. So like Goofy, you're going for Goofy. Because at the time, in the American view, you know, Batman animated series was still an exception. You didn't make animation for adults.
Yeah.
And, like, you didn't even make animation for teenagers because teenagers are busy trying to get laid. Basically. Or playing sports or whatever. But that was always, it was the old view with comics and everything. You lose boys when they hit 12 because then they find girls. Mm-hmm. And then girls are getting chased by the boys. So that's why you don't market towards them necessarily. Okay. Not for this stuff. Because if you're trying to pick up a chick, you don't want her to know you watch Batman.
That's just a bad way to live life.
I mean, times have changed. For the better. But I like a girl who plays rough. The line makes me laugh. It's still a fucking kid show.
I gotta find somebody... sent me a clip from
That's
Golden
the other thing
Girls.
he said. He goes, you're young, you'll learn. That I think is perfectly appropriate. That I don't, because that's where you're young, you'll learn.
Somebody sent me a clip from Golden Girls. And put it in context, it was like early to mid 90s maybe when that show was coming out.
This strikes me as very freakish. This is like straight up freakish.
Yeah. And the entire joke is that one of the women's cousin comes in the town and he is dealing with the fact that he's gay. They don't say that because it was a show in the early 90s, but they directly make a butt-fucking joke. And I have to find it, send it to you, because it made me laugh, because it's so
don't forget,
innocent that when you realize that it's a butt-fucking joke.
That whole show is about old ladies getting laid. That's all that show's about.
But that's okay. Like, at the time, that's like... There's a line being skewed there, but still... There's a difference between that.
You nearly blew us to Chattahoochee.
And I'm saying in context of the times, people.
But see, that's why it's the beauty I always tried to show you in Boy Meets World, because that was also walking that line, but it was in prime time.
Yeah. I just love Golden Girls, and I haven't watched it in so long. And somebody sent me that. I was like, I need to rewatch Golden Girls.
I think you need to take a look at the man in the mirror and have some conversations with yourself if you love Golden Girls.
Golden Girls are fantastic.
I grew up watching Golden Girls, too. Because my grandma would watch it.
My mother would watch it.
Well, they're about the same age.
What was... Yeah, it's true, though.
And Nitro! This may be... Which way did he go? That way. World's Greatest Detective.
I wish I could remember the name of the book. We had this woman, she did a book for Hoy Comics, and the whole book was about basically middle-aged women figuring out...
This is where it really does get creepy.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy Harley just hitting him with a hammer.
They're figuring out ways to use magic inside this world, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And she was telling me that her influences were like all these... I don't know if it was Lifetime, but these old like detective shows and everything. And we literally started going down lists of like... Diagnosis Murder and all this shit that like that I watched growing up because my mom watched it and this woman was old enough to probably be my mother.
Yeah. Well, did you know that the ideal party for D&D, I think 2nd edition or 3rd, was the Golden Girls?
That's fantastic.
Like they based the ideal balance on the Golden Girls. I'm not.
Oh, that's a real thing that they did.
I am not joking. That is absolutely 100% serious. Because somebody brought that up on Twitter, and then I think the guy...
They even give him a purple convertible.
Well, it's Jokers, but yeah. Because what's better than one Joker? Two Jokers and two Jokers cars. And I think one of the guys, I think the guy that worked on 5th edition, but has been working with the company for a few years, goes, "Hey, this is the main head writer, whatever, like 5th edition. This isn't a joke. This is absolutely true."
Yeah, that's the guy who does Acquisitions Incorporated.
Okay.
He DMs that.
Okay.
It started off as like they went to cons and did it. Mostly Penny Arcade cons. So
yeah.
The one we used to go to in Boston.
Yeah. PAX East?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they do it every PAX, and it became a thing, and became a podcast, and then it died.
As all things do.
Yeah.
Wipers,
well, I was telling...
This is where it starts to get a little too much again. Because he's just being zany for the sake of being zany.
I didn't notice that the first time. It is literally a Joker car.
Yeah. Because Joker tries to get away, and Batman jumps on the hood, and then he pulls the ejector and throws Batman off. And then Harley's like, "Hey, I'm over here," because he was going to leave Harley. That was the joke.
Yeah, I had already checked
They're
out
a throuple.
at this point.
That was weird. That was weird. Him biting her like Harlequin ear. I'm like, okay, like you can get away with that. I'm not throwing the flag on that one. But I see you. I see you, Bruce. And this whole episode... I didn't notice that the first time. This whole episode was to get to this moment. Right here. Help, help, he's a lunatic. That was what this whole episode was for. To have somebody so crazy. And then this is just rape. That's assault, brother.
Yeah.
And then Batman gives him Rohypnol. And then he falls on Harley's tits. And Harley makes the absolute correct expression. And then,
this is,
his nicotine patch keeps him sane while he's still wearing a Speedo.
Yeah. He took the legs and arm pieces off as well as the whatever the fuck that is.
The boa. He called it a boa.
So somebody can steal this because it's never going to happen for me because I don't have people in my life that want to do things.
It's true.
I feel like now that D&D has spent the time to create books and worlds for their system that work inside of Magic the Gathering, now is the time to do a Magic the Gathering D&D session podcast because the popularity for Magic is as high as it's probably ever going to be. D&D is getting up there, and I think you have the perfect, if you get the right crew, mix to make that something that could be popular.
So do you think that would be better or worse with people that know nothing about Magic?
I don't think you necessarily need to know anything about Magic.
Okay.
Because it's basically a fantasy world. There's just different...
Yeah.
You're going to learn about...
What you really need there is a good DM. I mean, that's what you always need. But, if you're going to have... You really need someone that can anchor the show.
It's honestly not... That's not even my problem. The problem would be getting a supporting cast.
So, yes.
Because we did it with the Star Wars one for a while. And what ended up happening was... very ironic, because we were all adults and we weren't teenagers at the time, is people started getting laid and stopped coming to D&D.
Well, on that note, I'll always roll dice and do shit.
I will not name names.
There's no danger of me getting laid and not showing up.
That's at least what I was told. I did not have... I was almost the producer of this thing. Like, I was involved somewhat, but I was kind of there just to make sure that audio worked.
And things happened.
Yeah.
Things came through.
The actual bringing of people together and talking was done by another person who should not be named. Mm-hmm. It's easy to find out if you really want to, but nobody wants to. Yeah, but that's...
I'd sell out if anyone was buying, but no one is.
Yeah, because we literally sat down and just a person just stopped showing up. And we're like, okay.
I always
can't do this.
Not always, but I knew of... Because I think when I brought it up, Chuck told me about Critical Role and shit. And so I always liked the idea of doing that because you played with us a little bit, but you didn't play with us when we played Vamps. When I was Rolf, I was a character. I went into voice. I went into character. I made decisions that Rolf would make. I had to pull out sometimes because guys could not keep up with me. But if I had someone that could keep pace with me, it would be Rolf from beginning to end. So, like, I've always thought that would be fun. But like you said, it's having... Role-playing in general is about having a good group. Role-playing for entertainment is you have to have a good group or it's death. Because there's nothing in the world worse than bad improv. That's what it would be.
This was years ago. So, it's the internet, things change,
sure.
I get it. That show, that lasted a few episodes, I think it's scrubbed from the internet now. That show, upon launch, did better than this show does now. On episode 1, that show did better. And this show does okay. But, like, Fortress does what it does, and it was, like, closer to Fortress than it is this.
Okay.
So, there's... At least at the time, there was a weird appetite for that
Find me
shit.
a fucking DM then.
And that's why I'm saying...
I'll play 3 characters. I don't fucking care.
That's why I'm saying... I think Magic is the world to jump into now because I don't see anyone else doing it.
Right.
It hits like a cross-section of people that I think works.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's people like D&D stuff. Like there's literally a Pokemon one that they do, but the people who do it...
Yeah.
It's not their main thing,
right?
So it happens in like seasons every year. And that's another one where if you could do that on the regular, I think that would have a built-in audience that would just kill.
Well, anyone listening, since no one likes Chris, if you guys decide you want to do this, write me at joemeetsworldpod, pod@gmail.com. I'll be on there. I'll do it. I don't care. I'll roll dice. Oh, you know what? I won't even have to roll dice. You can roll dice for me. That's fine. I'll just roleplay a character. We'll come up with shit. It's cool. Let's do that. I love that it hits you because you're like, it's true. I can't even. It's like, because no one likes Chris, just like no one likes Joe. I know. No, we don't have to actually get into it.
No, nobody likes work Chris. And that's just true because work Chris works.
Correct. Yeah.
Speaking of work, where can people find you on the internet?
JoePank.com. JoePanc.com. I may do some rejiggering over there. I don't know. I got to put AnchorCon up because Chris and I are actually doing a convention together.
Yeah, we should probably mention that. I don't know. Can we?
What? Why not?
They said they wanted to announce. I don't know. I'm weird about it.
We're on the website. Doesn't matter.
Are we?
Yeah,
fine.
we're on the website.
We're doing AnchorCon.
Yeah, we're announced. Yeah. I mean, if they want to announce it's beyond... okay, listen. I'm going to take a break and just talk to everyone right now, because this is something that Penn said. Why would you not want people to know about the thing you're doing? And it's something... I know. I understand. And it's something he runs into. But it's corporate getting in the way of itself. Yes. We want to... No. You want people to know it's happening. So... I'm going to put that up on Joe Pank. You can also just search for AnchorCon, and I think that's what I normally do, is just search for AnchorCon, and it comes up.
So it's... If you're in New York, it's Clayton, New York.
Yes.
It is.
Which is up in the Thousand Islands, because I Googled it, because I'm like, where the hell's Clayton, New York?
It's like a 2-hour drive, yeah.
Yeah.
For us, at least. I'm not going to speak for you people.
Yeah.
I forget the actual dates.
Like I said, I'll have it up at joepank.com.
Yeah. But I believe Joe we'll both be there Saturday.
Yes. I may be there Sunday.
Joe may be there Sunday.
We'll see how I feel.
I'm going to be going back to work.
Oh, are you... No, whatever. We'll talk about that off air. And, there's still details about Chrissy Ambar's memorial. I'll actually make a post with the details for his shirts that I purchased myself, and that you can... Actually, by the time this comes out, you probably can't... You can purchase them, but you can't purchase them in time for the actual... memorial. So I'll put some of that info up on joepank.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Cthulhu Holmes, or Joe Pank. It'll both get you there. Nobody does, so I don't know why I say this. You can follow me on Instagram at joepank36. Robots try to follow me there, and they suggest shitty ex-fiancés of people I know on there. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's any of you. Maybe it is, and if it is, go fuck yourself. And as always, clicksnexus.com. Because you know what? That's the best thing I got going right now. And that's the best Patreon I got going right now. So go check that out and see if you like it. And play some HeroClix. I'll play HeroClix with you. I'll play HeroClix with you online. Anybody listening to this, if you want to play HeroClix with me online, write me. Tell me I'm pretty.
So, my other friend Travis, because the key to Fortress of Comic News' success is to always have one friend named Travis. The Travis who came to Free Comic Book Day, when he fell off, a new Travis appeared and became our friend.
That's weird.
Yeah. When he first was on the show years ago, we told him we're new and blah, blah, and he shared it and he was this whole thing. And he posted a thing on Twitter. He said, it's really weird that when I post your guys' show, I get likes from a lot of sex bots. And my response was always, sex bots are a very proud supporter of what we do here at Fortress Comic News.
Russian pill bots are a proud supporter of Clicks Nexus, to the point that I had to stop their support a little bit.
So you guys can find me at Fortress Chris, where I don't really get a whole bunch of sex bots anymore.
Oh,
it's unfortunate. They've since moved on to other things. The other shows I do, Fortress Comic News, we've mentioned like 3 times now. And check out Club Valiant if you like Valiant comics. All 2 of you. Give this show a rating on iTunes or whatever podcatcher you use. And we'll see you here next week.
Hey you. Yeah, you. How you doing? I just want to let you know I love you. And not in a friendly way. Not in a romantic way. But in a butt fucking way.